between the U.S. and Venezuela.
Escalating between the U.S. and Venezuela.
The U.S. and Venezuela.
I'm speaking to the imperialists of the North. We're getting ready, and we will fight if you dare set foot in Venezuela.
Nicolas Maduro is an indicted drug trafficker.
I announced $50 million reward for his capture.
We'll see what happens with Venezuela. Venezuela has been very dangerous.
Why is the United States so deeply involved in Venezuela? Is this about democracy or power? Venezuela sits on the largest proven oil reserves in the world, yet today its economy has collapsed. Millions have fled, and its politics are more divided than ever. The crisis began long before sanctions with a political shift under Hugo Chavez, followed by Nicolas Maduro, whose leadership has been challenged by the US and its allies. Washington says its goal is to defend democracy and human rights. Caracas says the US is waging economic war to control its resources. Between oil, geopolitics, migration, and global power rivalries, Venezuela has become more than a national crisis. It's an international battleground. In this video, we cut through the noise, break down the real reasons behind US involvement in Venezuela, and ask the question few dare to answer: who really benefits from this conflict? In early January 2026, tensions between the United States and Venezuela reached a dramatic peak. On January 3rd, the U.S. launched a large-scale military operation in Venezuela, striking targets in the capital Caracas and other strategic locations. According to the U.S. government, President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were captured by U.S. forces and taken out of the country to face federal charges in the United States. President Donald Trump addressed the media, calling the operation a success and saying the U.S. would oversee Venezuela during a political transition.
Late last night and early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice. This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history. And if you think about it, we've done some other good ones, like the attack on Soleimani, the attack on al-Baghdadi, and the obliteration and decimation of the Iran nuclear sites just recently in an operation known as Midnight Hammer. All perfectly executed and done. No nation in the world could achieve what America achieved yesterday, or frankly, in just a short period of time. All Venezuelan military capacities were rendered powerless as the men and women of our military, working with U.S. law enforcement, successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have. It was dark and it was deadly. But captured along with his wife, Celia Flores, both of whom now face American justice. Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York, it's Jay Clayton, for their campaign of deadly narco-terrorism against the United States and its citizens.
Following the attack, the actions taken by the Trump administration were widely criticized by U.S. politicians and lawmakers across party lines. Critics questioned the legality of the operation, warning it could violate international law, escalate regional instability, and set a dangerous precedent for U.S. foreign policy. In the days following the attack, many governments and political leaders around the world openly questioned Washington's motives. Critics argued that the operation was less about democracy or fighting drug trafficking, and more about control over Venezuela's vast oil resources. Those accusations intensified after Donald Trump posted a statement on his X account, announcing that tens of millions of barrels of Venezuelan oil would be transferred to the United States and sold under U.S. oversight. For critics, the message appeared to confirm long-standing claims that oil, not reform, was at the center of the conflict. Despite growing international pressure and calls to prevent U.S. control over Venezuela's oil, reports emerged that Donald Trump held meetings with top executives from major U.S. oil companies.
So we're going to discuss how these great American companies can help rapidly rebuild Venezuela's dilapidated oil industry and bring millions of barrels of oil production to benefit the United States, the people of Venezuela, and the entire world.
For critics, the message was clear. Economic interests appeared to outweigh democratic reform, and the consequences are still unfolding. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share for more content like this.